Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to 30 Minutes or Less with your man, Rick G, the man behind the platinum mic, here in the house again for the second edition. We're in episode 2 of 30 Minutes or Less. Thank you for coming on back. There's a lot of podcasts and shows out there, and I thank you for taking the time to come out and spend some time with me in the room. So, first up, congratulations are in order to the Toronto Raptors, who won the championship this past Thursday. I know today, as of right now, kind of as we are recording this, they are actually having their parade in Toronto. So congrats on order to them. I'm pretty sure Drake is showing out for those boys for the parade, making sure that they're doing big for the Toronto Raptors. They say, as they often always say, as the victor goes the spoil. So definitely congrats out to them. I guess the next question really is, where does Kawhi go from here? Because I guess the Kawhi sweepstakes are open now as to where he will land or if he will stay in Toronto. So only time will tell, but we will see in the coming weeks. Also, other big news out of the NBA, a lot of sports news, but obviously the NBA right now is kind of popping with the news. Anthony Davis of the New Orleans Pelicans is now a Los Angeles Laker. Yes, AD is on the way to LA with Braun. So I guess you call this Braun and the Brow all together in LA. They traded for Anthony Davis. They gave away Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and 3 first-round picks. So I guess LeBron waved his magic wand, and he got what he wants. So I guess what Braun wants, Braun gets, even if that means giving away a good portion of your future. But, hey, whatever works out for them. Like I said before in our last show, I am a Philadelphia 76ers fan. So, I have no dog eye this fight either, but, as long as my Sixers can hold their own during this upcoming season. Funny thing, too, with the Lonzo Ball trade, Lonzo's dad, who is no stranger to controversy, Mr. Big Baller Brad himself, Lavar Ball, obviously had to put his 2 cents into it. Obviously, he is not happy that his son is being traded from the Los Angeles Lakers. Didn't mince words at all about the Lakers. They're actually pretty comical. I mean, what can you expect from LaVar Ball? We gotta play that back real quick about what LaVar Ball said about his son being traded away from the Los Angeles Lakers. Roll that.
I guarantee, like I say again, it'll be the worst move the Lakers ever did in their life, and they'll never win another championship. Guaranteed.
I agree. Are they gonna regret the trade?
They're gonna regret it. I'm gonna have fun with it because I told y'all it was crashing down. Now it completely crashed, but at least my son got off the boat before the thing exploded. I gave him a chance. You can rewind it and go back, and I said, if you get the 3 Ball brothers, you're going to survive this. You let them go, oh, it's going to be a cold day in hell. Trust and believe that.
Lonzo play in New Orleans? I know you had said...
I don't care where Lonzo plays. Like I said about it, I just want him to be healthy. I want him to play. And it's better to go somewhere where you can just play and do your thing. Be that guy instead of having all these question marks behind you. And once you don't believe in him, it's kind of hard to come back and be like, oh, we believe in him now, because now we don't know if you're true or not. You had the first chance to believe in him, and you didn't. So guess what? Time to go.
Oh, boy. LaVar, I tell you. LaVar Ball, ladies and gentlemen. LaVar Ball. There's only one LaVar Ball, and he is hilarious. He is hilarious. A cold day. He feels Lakers would never win a championship now, all because they traded away his boy. Whatever. On to more current news. So obviously with 2020 rolling up and voter registration, we talked about that on the last show. So just to give you guys a brief update. This past weekend, Saturday, we had the One Voice rally in the DMV. Again, for those of you who aren't aware what the DMV stands for, that is Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area. Within the city of Greenbelt, there was a One Voice rally where we registered voters. We talked about the census. So definitely was a great turnout, and I was heavily involved with that. I was one of the organizers, along with the Quantum Management out of Beltway Plaza Mall in Greenbelt, along with other vendors such as Three Brothers Restaurant and Beltway Hardware. So we kind of all came together with my organization, Greenbelt Voices Rising, and we had put this together. So definitely want to give a shout out to all those who spoke, from Michaela Williams to Colin Bird to Mary Emma Jordan to Mayor Pro Tem Jay Davis to Conrad Hurling and to Councilman Joseph Solomon. we want to thank you all. And Nicole Williams, I can't leave her out. And also, too, for DJ Mystique on the ones and twos, Roddy Girls Entertainment. Definitely want to give her for getting the rally and the party started, the music jumping, and everybody blood kind of moving for the rally. And also, too, we can give a special shout out to Coach Kim and the Greenbelt City Stars. It is a girls jump rope team, and they're phenomenal. I mean, like really, truly phenomenal. Phenomenal. They're an awesome group. They came, they showed up, and showed out at that rally. So definitely had the crowd moving, jumping. So thank you all again for coming out there, you know. And as we move forward, again, I was saying with 2020, obviously we talked in the last show about the debates that are coming up on June 26th and 27th from Miami, Florida. So it'll be 2 nights. And I mentioned how there's 20 people qualified for the debate. So now, since we've last come together at the table here at 30 minutes or less, the actual layout has been determined on who's going to be on night 1 and night 2. So I'm going to run through that with you. So on night 1, which will be June 26th, also, by the way, this will be aired on NBC, MSNBC, and Telemundo for all those who are very curious of where it will be aired at and where you can watch it. So the first night, we will have Senator Cory Booker, Secretary Julian Castro, Mayor Bill de Blasio, former Rep. John Delaney, Representative Tulsi Gabbard, Governor Jay Inslee, Senator Amy Klobuchar, Representative Beto O'Rourke, and Representative Tim Ryan and Senator Elizabeth Warren will be on the first night. Then on the second night, which will be June 27th, this night I have to be honest with you, is a little bit more enticing for me. You're going to have a lot of more heavy hitters on this one, and I know we're trying to avoid that stigma, but I mean, if you look at the roster, I mean, it's really lopsided as far as nice, but you know, hey, whatever. God bless the DNC for what they're trying to do. But for night 2, you have Michael Bennett, Joe Biden, Vice President Biden, Mayor Pete Buttigieg, Christine Gillibrand, Senator Kamala Harris, Governor John Hickenlooper, Senator Bernie Sanders, Representative Eric Swalwell, and Miss Marianne Williamson, and the man himself, Mr. Yang Yang, Andrew Yang, will all be on that second night of debates. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Obviously, I think both nights, for all you political junkies out there like myself, will definitely be tuning in both those nights to kind of see how this goes. I'm pretty excited to see, you know, how this plays out. I mean, we have a long road to go until we get to the first caucuses and debates in early 2020. But I got to tell everybody, you know, please tune in. I encourage you, please tune into these debates. Watch, listen, learn their stances, you know, because it's very important. Again, this is, it all goes back to what I was saying in the last show. The stakes are high right now. They are very high, and I said the same thing this weekend. You know, they are very high. We have to get people out. We have to get people motivated to vote. Now, you may have a candidate, you know, that you feel, you know, I support this person, and they aren't really polling that well right now. They're polling low. I have to use an example, but it's actually true. This time in June of 2015, before the 2016 elections, on the Republican side, Jeb Bush was in the 20th percentile, and Donald Trump was polling at 1%. And you know how that turned out, obviously. So, obviously, Donald Trump is now the president. So, definitely the polling, you know, polling is just polls. So, again, the campaign still has to be ran. Debates still have to go on. And from there, you know, you never know. The person you may support may kind of sneak in there and may win the nomination. But all I say is please let the best person win because we definitely need to remove this current occupant in the White House post-haste, as I should say, because it's definitely a mess. And if you really want to make America great again, we need to start by voting out the 45th president of the United States. Most definitely. If you really want to make America great again, we must start by doing that first. So, with that being said, we're going to move to our musical therapy moment of the day. This is a B-side track from a gentleman who you probably never heard of, but maybe some of you have. If you ever watched Late Night with Stephen Colbert, there's a gentleman who operates his house band, and that is Mr. John Baptiste and his band Stay Human. So we're going to turn it over to John Baptiste and Stay Human. I went to Juilliard.
Boy, they let a country young brother in the Juilliard. but looking for gigs was still hard as an MF. I remember when I first got here and what I thought was a winter coat was really a joke. But they say that God has a mysterious way. He did you a hand and then that's what you play. Landed in New York, didn't know I would stay. Straight out of Kenner, down to the subway. From MTA to CBS with STC, Stay Human Band live on TV. We bring the party. Who brought the confetti? If you ain't know where, you better get ready. MTA to CBS with STC, cats playing jazz live on TV. We bring the party. Who brought the confetti? If you ain't know where, you better get ready. The bass is so heavy, the pulse is so steady. Down your block with the boys, can you hear me? Bambi on tuba with Joseph and Eddie. Burning the block with the sax, are you ready?
Was Mr. John Baptiste and Stay Human with I Went to Juilliard. That's definitely a smooth track. It's definitely in my playlist. Please, if you can, please check him out. He is a bad man. So we're gonna definitely move to a subject that really, really gets me, and that's really personal for me. And it's kind of our main topic of 30 Minutes or Less today, and that's profiling. And I have to start with the story of a Montgomery County councilman. His name is Will Joando, who was recently racially profiled last weekend. I touched on him a little bit in our last show, but I want to go a little bit more in depth today about what happened with him. And I can just read his tweet to what happened. It says, this weekend, on my way to work out, I was perpetually stopped by a Maryland State Police officer for stopping on the line at a light. First question, is this your vehicle? Let me put a pin right there. Is this your vehicle? All right. Now, I have to say, if Councilman Joando didn't look a certain way, a certain complexion, I'm pretty sure that was not. I mean, generally, from what I have known of law enforcement, when you get stopped or pulled over, usually the question is license and registration. That's usually it. That's usually the question. License and registration, please. It's reacted. It's done in TV shows and movies, and it's said time and time again to the point where people kind of know what's said when you're pulled over. License and registration, please, sir or ma'am. But no, his first question was, is this your vehicle? Second question, do you have outstanding warrants? Wow. Outstanding warrants. Okay. And he goes on to say these stops erode public trust in law enforcement and must stop. And I certainly agree with you, Councilman. I definitely agree. It must stop. It really does. It's a shame. In 2019, again, that a black man, a man of color, being brown, black, person of color, minority, gets pulled over and not receive the same treatment as any other person that's pulled over. Now, we're not here to debate, should he have been pulled over, or was there a traffic violation? We're not here to debate that. What we're debating is the procedure once the council was pulled over. I mean, it's a direct invasion of his rights. Is this your vehicle? And it's almost insulting. You know, because I'm a black man, am I not allowed to drive a nice car? Am I not allowed to have something very nice of my own? Does it have to be stolen? Second, do I have to have a criminal record? Are there warrants against me right now? So you just assume. And we have yet to ask the question of license and registration. You would think now would be more important. You know, license and registration would be more important. That would answer his question. I mean, seriously. If you have a registration with his name on it next to his license, you would know that is his car. So you would know that by getting those documentations and going to your computer and running his plates. You will know that. But no, we have to go a little bit deeper. Again, this is the problem. Like I mentioned before in our last show, we talked about when they see us. You know, so this officer, who was a state police officer, didn't see it, and obviously it goes on to where he found out that this was a councilman. He kind of froze in and was like, oh, okay. You know, it's a shame. It's really a shame. You know, you have a council member, you know, who is stopped because of the way they look, unfortunately. You know, and this thing about, you know, you have, I guess the way I should really put it is, you know, when you have people, you know, who put these images, i.e. the president, into these people's heads that, okay, it's okay to be prejudiced. It's okay to be bigoted. You know, they won't hide themselves anymore because they're going to be bigoted. Because they have a president that gives them a pass to be bigoted. This is the problematic issue that we have in this country. This is why we have a very problematic president, because he gives a pass to racists and bigots. No longer. Now, look, granted, I'm one of the very, very few people who say, you know what, if you're racist, if you're bigoted, please let me know. Do not hide it. That way I know what I'm dealing with, and that way you can go your way, I go my way. So, I please tell me. You don't gotta hide it. Let me know. Please. Take off your sheet. Let me see your face, so I know what I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis. You know, for example, I'll use myself. Recently, I myself dealt with an issue of, you know, profiling. I was at a metro station stop, at a metro stop platform recently. I was going to work, as some of you out there listeners know, I do work for the federal government outside of my time here, 30 minutes or less. So I do work in downtown D.C., Washington, D.C., you know. And literally it was a woman, a Caucasian woman of age, who I've worked with numerous times, through different community service activities, and work with her with kids. I've worked with her before. So I walked up to her. I said, excuse me, hello, hey. And she gave me such a evil look, grinned in her face, clenched her bags, and took off. I said my name. Didn't matter. I said people that we know. Didn't matter. I named city officials that we both know. She kept walking. So then I just, you know what? I said, never mind. Let her go. Because scared woman who feel being harassed, young black guy, not a good look. It will not end well. But overall, this has to end. This has to stop. This has to stop. Now, I understand that, you have people who do harass and do bother. I do get that. And sometimes, it's a defense mechanism. I get that. That does happen sometimes. But in this case, all she saw was a black face. I said hello. Now, I don't know most of you, but I grew up old school. I was always taught manners. If someone says hello to you or good morning, you say good morning. Hi. Now, the conversation may not go any further from there, but manners show that you do give a response. It's just the way of the world. It's just decent humanity. If someone's kind enough to say good morning, how are you? You say it back. Now, I'm not saying you have to stand there and hold a 2-hour-long conversation with the individual, because chances are sometimes you don't even know that person. But again, it's just the world we live in, and it needs to stop. The profiling needs to stop. It has to stop. I mean, it's a shame that you have cases like this of people of color that are still being profiled because of the way we look. That we are being seen as muggers, car thieves, rapists, murderers. It's a shame. It has to stop. It has to end. So please leave your comments at the bottom. Please let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts on about profiling in today's world, profiling in today's society. I want to get your thoughts. Please comment. Again, like, share, and subscribe. Smash that bell for future content. We do upload new episodes twice a week. That's Monday and Friday here at 30 minutes or less. As I always say, we are broadcasting live from the Emerald City in Greenbelt, Maryland, in gorgeous Prince George's County. So as we say here, we try to feed you some laughs, try to feed you some insight, and try to feed you some good music and some good thought-provoking insight. And all we ask is that you do the dishes. So, it's your man Rick G for 30 minutes or less. Have a good evening. One love. And remember, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Have a good night and one love.
Yeah. I reminisce for a spell, or shall I say think back 22 years ago to keep it on track. The birth of a child on the 8th of October, a toast, but my granddaddy came sober. Count all the fingers and the toes, now I suppose you hope the little black boy grows. 18 years younger than my mama, but I really got beatings cause the girl loved drama. In single parenthood, there I stood. By the time she was 21, had another one. This one's a girl, let's name her Pam. Same father as the first, but you don't